To the COC report. Mr. Roush, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm Tom Roush. I'm the chair of the Citizens Oversight Committee for Bond Measure J. And I thought what I'd do today in my time is give you a brief overview of the annual report that we completed back in June and have presented to the school board. I will say that we continue to be a strong and dedicated and core group of very dedicated people on the COC. We do meet regularly, and we have very good meetings with lots of good questions and issues raised. And we feel that we're building a great relationship with staff along the way. So the COC is strong, vibrant, and healthy. The annual report follows the format that we used last year that we thought worked really well. Again, I'll publicly comment on Lisa Carlisle's hard work in pulling this together. We continue to use that template, and I think it's a testament to Lisa's great sense of service to the project that we continue to use it and find it very helpful. A couple of the highlights in the report. On page 2, you'll note the COC voted in March 2013 to reduce the number of scheduled meetings to 6 per year. We had been meeting once a month. The thought was that we do have enough time, 6 times a year, to get through our business, and just because of the schedules that we all have and the vacations and the business commitments and so on, we stood a better chance of having a full quorum if we were only meeting 6 times a year. So it's basically every other month: September, November, January, March, May, and June. So we started that first schedule this September. Our next meeting will be in November. The chair of the COC does reserve the right to call special meetings during the year with public notifications consistent with the Brown Act. I think another item worth highlighting is on page 9. Based on the reports we reviewed and the information provided to us, the COC is of the opinion that funds were spent in accordance with Measure J requirements. So that's probably the one sentence that makes the most sense to include in the report. We then supply some analysis of those bond measures. The graphic on page 10 we think goes a long way in explaining some somewhat complicated information in an easy to digest and comprehend format. It also stretched my Excel capabilities to the limit. So I'm particularly proud of that, and I thought I should share that with you. Also, another innovation in the report is some of the screen captures that we have from the flyover prepared by the architects, which we think did a terrific job of helping people understand where the money was being spent, how it was being spent, and sort of being able to visualize the project. We put a link to the animation in its entirety on page 14, so hopefully people will have a chance to take a look at that. Then the other item I wanted to point out is the recommendations. If you look on beginning on page 18, we looked back at a finding and the recommendation that we had made in the previous year's report and the action taken, and are satisfied that actions were taken in line with our recommendations. We have since also on page 21 through 22 come up with further recommendations based on the prior year, and are excited about seeing those followed through. We already have had Roy give us a tremendous overview of the approval process used by USD. This is the finding on page 22 with the recommendation that that be delivered in our September 2013 meeting, which he did do. So I will conclude my comments by wanting to publicly thank Dave Martinez for his service. Dave has resigned from the COC. He's moved out of the area. Dave was absolutely instrumental in helping get the COC off the ground and form it into the body that it is today. Always great insights, good comments, terrific participation in all of our meetings, and he will be missed, for sure. But we know that Dave's going to go on and do wonderful things, and his memory with us will continue. So, any questions?
No question. I just want to acknowledge the tremendous work. This is a volunteer committee. You guys spend a lot of time and effort and thought on this, and I've been to a number of meetings, and I hear rigorous debate and spirited discussion to really try and figure out what's best, ultimately what's best for the communities, and making sure that the needs of the kids and teachers and families are being served. So I just want to acknowledge that and thank you for your tremendous work.
Thank you, and I'll pass that along to the committee. Josh, thanks.
Yeah, I would second that. You answered my one question, which was whether you got your briefing at your September meeting on construction expenditure process.
We
So
did, and it was
glad
very thorough.
That's already been carried out.
Yeah.
Any other member comments or questions?
I have a question. For your Excel chart on page 10,
Yeah.
can you explain the B row a little more thoroughly in terms of what those activities were? To replace, demolish, or renovate district properties.
So, yeah, that's, well, that's the work associated with replacing or demolishing district properties. I don't have the financials in front of me to go through line by
You don't have
line.
the breakdown of activities that fall under that
I
category?
don't have those with me, no. Not in this report. We have those, we do see those reports, but I don't have that report with me this evening.
Could someone speak to those activities?
Do you have the report? I don't have a copy of it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Can I see yours, please? So honestly, I would have to go back and actually look at what's been logged to 801 versus 802. I can't at the moment just pull it out of the air either. But I know each time an expenditure is made, it's coded to either this, you can see those numbers in brackets ahead, so it's coded to either this 801 or 802 category.
Would you be willing to,
I can-
after the meeting, just to send us an email that?
Sure, or I can bring a better report back at the next meeting, whatever your pleasure. I can't pull it out of my memory at the moment.
I believe the committee was presented with a much more detailed
Oh,
report
month by
that
month,
it's
absolutely.
based on, so maybe we could just send out the more detailed breakdown.
Easily, I mean, so that
Oh,
what the COC every month sees a complete breakdown of all of these expenses, and they're categorized based on these resource numbers. So I can do that. I mean, we have the full year's worth of COC reports. I can bring it back. I can email it, whatever you're.
Would our CBO know what those expenditures are?
I think,
It's a lot.
I-
Yeah, I mean, this is a full year's worth of detail,
And-
and we
an
can't
emailed-
provide it for you.
I mean,
and-
emailed file would suffice for me.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay,
that works great.
Yeah,
That's
that's
easy.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So combined, it's about $6 million, so it's good to understand what that is.
sure, and they see those reports and review those and approve them every month.
I will, I'll send out to the full city schools committee, I'll send I have in a single PDF all 12 months worth of
Great.
all of the expenditures, and you're welcome to those.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. West.
Yeah, I just have one further question. You highlighted the kind of crux of all of your work, which is that I'm trying to remember, that the money was spent in accordance with Measure J, and I'm just trying to find that. I know you said it was on page 9, but I just don't see it on page 9. And
Oh, there's been an update, which may have not gotten into
Oh,
your
I see.
packet. Yeah,
Maybe that's in our new packet then.
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure.
I thought I was going blind.
Okay.
Other questions? Any public comment on this item? Okay, seeing none.